So it turns out that Justin Trudeau has done it again. He somehow goes abroad and says he supports freedom of assembly and peaceful protest. Yet what you're going to watch later on in this video is outside of the Liberal Party caucus retreat, you have police officers that actually beat up and then arrest protesters that are peacefully protesting with conveniently having F. Trudeau flags. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you to give a like, subscribe, share this video, share it on Facebook. Make sure to follow me on Facebook as well. For those who don't know, there's a link down in my description. It is Mr. Sunshine Baby on Facebook. We're growing at a very rapid rate there, and I would definitely appreciate all of your support and engagement and ability to share this video, because people need to see what's actually happening. Canada is not okay. Canada is not stable. Cost of living is insane. Housing is insane. Groceries, home heating, all of that stuff is just absolutely absurd. But above and beyond that, we have our Charter of Rights. And this was obviously breached during the Freedom Convoy when you weren't allowed to assemble. And even before that, when you had to wear certain things or get certain things done to your body in order to enter certain establishments, which there's a lot of really awesome businesses, that fought back against that and would have a Charter of Rights print out on their wall, which is phenomenal. So people are standing up. But here's what happens when you stand up. You get suppressed. You get oppressed here in Canada. And the government is trying to take away slowly all of our rights, and the people have had enough. So I'm going to be your Sherpa through today's video. It's going to be kind of a long one because we're going to be taking a look at quite a few protests. The specific one that's centered around this video is a little bit later, but I want to build up to that because I want to start with some good news. We have some good news. Tamara Lich actually stopped, and Chris Barber stopped to sign supporters' trucks as they were leaving court earlier this week. This is awesome. Let's start off the video really positively, and then let's get into some negative stuff.
We're going to work on creative ones because I've been here since the beginning and never left. That's awesome.
Stand on guard for the wow. Good job. Just a lovely people's person, eh? Everyone seems to love Tamara. She's such a warm and welcoming individual. And then here we have a video of her signing someone's book. I'm going to mute it because I think that they play some music in the background. But you got a young freedom advocate right here having a book signed by Tamara. It looks like it might even be her book that he's signing, which is fantastic. Always there for the people. You know, does a great job in keeping it peaceful. Of course, keeping it peaceful. Speaking of peaceful, we're going to take a look at a peaceful protest of a large group of protesters marched through downtown Ottawa earlier this morning.
Benjamin! 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 Must listen! Must listen! Must listen! Must listen! Yes! Eritrean! It's a shame to get refugees. Israel? After the Holocaust? The world will say never! The world will say never! They say never happen again! They say never happen again!
This is actually a good reminder that the Million Man March is coming up. I just want to drop that. I forget when it is. I don't have all the details on hand. I think there have been a few people that have tried to contact me about it, but I have to go through some sort of screening process to make sure that it's all legit, right? Because I don't want to give out false mis or disinformation or misdirect people. So I will get back to those for those who are interested on that Million Man March. That's about protecting the kids here in Canada, protecting them from the government, from government curriculum, and it's getting out of control. And speaking of getting out of control, we're going to take a look at Justin Trudeau's stormtroopers here, where Keenan Bex shared a clip from Daisy Media that says chaos erupted outside of the Liberal caucus retreat, where protesters with F. Trudeau flags were arrested and beaten by Trudeau's guards. The one girl who was ragdolled at the end was reportedly just picking up her cell phone. This is really heartbreaking, everybody. This is really, and it's going to be hard to watch.
Keep recording!
It just seems like an abuse of power at this point.
Hey!
Get back.
You know, no one's doing anything. Look at this cop. Look at this huge male cop towering over this very much smaller woman. And like, for what reason? She's not doing anything. They don't have any weapons. They're there peacefully protesting. They're making noise, which you're allowed to do in Canada. It just seems like the cops lately are on this like insane power trip to establish their dominance. I don't know. Maybe they're not being paid enough. Maybe they hate their jobs. Maybe they don't like working for the government. Maybe they're here. Hold on. Let me switch screens. Maybe they're just following orders. Who knows? But it needs to stop, and police need to be held accountable for their actions. Police are supposed to be respected. Police are supposed to be holding the peace, and you're supposed to see a cop and be like, hey, how's it going, cop? Thank God you're here. Oh my goodness. You know, helping the public, keeping everyone safe. That's not what it is anymore. You see the police and you're like, uh-oh, act normal. Uh-oh, even if you're not doing anything. God forbid they look at you. This is what happens. This is the outcome of Canadian police looking at you. They start towering over you and intimidating you.
Don't fucking touch me. That's assault. No, you tell me what the fuck to do. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. You want to touch me again? You're going to get charged. I'm an advocate in this city. You don't touch me. I know my rights. Don't fucking talk.
You are disgusting.
Don't fucking tell me nothing.
You are a disgusting woman.
Touch me again. I fucking dare you.
You touch him again, and I guarantee people are jumping.
Hey,
Fucking touch me, man.
Rules for yay and not for nay.
smoke this, eh?
Whatever the saying is.
Smoke this. You guys come onto the fucking street to us. Come on. You provoked it.
Whoa! So the woman reached down for her phone. Let's go back here. Behind the cop. She reached down for her phone, and he just manhandles her, just destroys her.
Record it, everybody. Record it.
Just keep punching.
Suspended without pay. Are you kidding me? Unless she reached for his gun or something, that's just totally unacceptable. And I'm in a very weird place, ladies and gentlemen, with this. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not so much right now, but just the whole concept of this, because I was in the military, right? It's in my bio. I've talked about it a little bit in the past. I'm a product of the system, right? I was in the military. I worked with a lot of police officers. I wanted to be a police officer once upon a time. I actually had pending applications, and I had offers on the table from different police departments, and I actually stepped back from that. And now it's hard for me to watch this because I've always really respected the system. I've respected government. I mean, I was in the military. You swear an allegiance to the government and the queen, right? And everything is like, yes, government, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And you're taught to be programmed, and it's hard to break those shackles. It's really, really difficult. And I have friends that are cops still to this day. I have friends that are cops. And one of the SWAT people that went into the Freedom Convoy at the very end, all decked out, right? The guys is one of them. I actually know him, and he's never since then picked up any of my phone calls or answered any of my messages. And it's just very difficult because I want to give law enforcement the benefit of the doubt. I want to think that the law is there to protect us, that the government is there to protect us. And I just keep being let down. It's not how I feel, but it's how I want to feel. I really, just from the core parts of my soul and how I was raised and being a product of the system, I really wish that we could really just trust our cops. And when you see a cop, you're lit up with joy and be like, oh, thank goodness that you're here. I'm so happy to see you. How's your day, officer? How's this? How's that? And I just keep getting let down day after day after day. And I don't know how to fix the police like system, right? If we're just talking about the police system, I don't have a solution. I don't even know if Pierre Poilievre has a solution, because it's you're talking about federal versus municipal versus provincial. I know there are federal police, but I don't know if the federal politicians are actually allowed to do anything. I think they can be vocal about it, and that can add a lot of social pressure to the system. Maybe they can add a few bills here and there to help people with their independent freedoms. But the only thing that I really seen happening with police and accountability is if there's actual accountability for police. Almost everyone has a phone with a camera these days. You're able to capture moments like this. I didn't see, unless something happened that was just out of frame, I did not see how that woman deserve to be thrown around like that by that huge cop. I mean, that's traumatizing. There could be whiplash, there could be damage, there could just be psychological damage and psychological trauma. Now she's never going to trust the police. I'm going to go out on a limb and say perhaps maybe she didn't trust the police too much to begin with, but we'll see how it is, because it just seems like a lot of people here in Canada just don't really trust the police. And I even myself, when I'm just driving around and I see a cop, it's like, act normal. I'm acting normal. Why am I telling myself to act normal? Now I'm not acting normal. Now I'm not acting normal when I was just acting normal, because I told myself to act normal. So now I have to unconvince myself to act normal so that I stop acting abnormal and go back to acting normal. It's very weird. And that's not how cops, they shouldn't be this intimidating force, a brute force. It should be respected public servants that are there to serve and protect. It's on the side of police vehicles in Toronto for a reason, to serve and goddamn protect. And they aren't doing that. Our federal government, our federal politicians are letting us down, and all levels of police are letting us down. And the biggest reason why is lack of accountability from politicians, from all public servants, up into not just excluding police. Police need to be held more accountable. And that doesn't mean suspended with pay. It means real accountability. And I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree that police need to be held more accountable? Or do you think, no, we should respect police and let them do what they want to do? It's a very weird situation, because I think a lot of people are stuck between, hey, I once respected cops, I want to respect cops, and now they keep letting me down. So if you're in that part of the, the argument, or that side of the room, I feel you. Now we're going to take a look at Justin Trudeau's desperate attempt to gain some sort of social relevance here on the internet. There's this guy here, Joseph de Benedictus. He's a creator on the internet. Seems like he's left leaning, or maybe not even political at all. He's American Canadian, does some food reviews, and he has this recent video where he says he broke into Justin Trudeau's office to ask him about Putin, and he didn't kick us out. And it just seems like a really desperate attempt for Justin Trudeau to gain some sort of relevance on social media and farm votes from people that like influencers, right? Instead of doing podcasts, he's inviting people that have some sort of audience into his presence. And if you've looked at Justin Trudeau's history of appearing on podcasts or doing any sort of collaboration with influencers, right, in brackets, whatever that means, anyone who has like a sizable social media account, he's done little to none of that over the years. So you're going to start to see him come out of the woodworks and make more appearances on people's shows or people's platforms. And it's just sad, and it's very weird, and it's kind of cringe.
Hey, come on in, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. What have you got going on, Randy?
They pitched to me to meet you today, and look at this.
It
happened.
I'm Joseph. Hey, Joseph. Pleasure to meet you.
Prime Minister Adam.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Prime Minister's office.
This is beautiful.
And then he proceeds to ask him a question, and Justin Trudeau knows it's staged, and he's trying to act his best behavior. And it's just very weird.
Because I don't snack. Right? Oh, every now and then I get something, I'm like, oh, here, I should keep this. So there's some really old chocolate bars.
Okay, all right. So here's something we've been thinking about, and a lot of my stuff, I bring my American friends over and eat a lot of poutine.
And then he wants to ask about poutine, and it's just bizarre. So I that randomly popped up on my Explore page on Twitter, and I thought I would share that because I think we're going to start to see more of it. And so just brace yourself for the massive wave of cringeness that's about to happen from Justin Trudeau, which there's no shortage of. There's absolutely no shortage of. Anyways, let's end this video on a actual positive note and look at what Danielle Smith is doing. She gets emotional in this speech as she delivers an update for the E. coli outbreak. This is all thanks to Trudeau's dollar store daycares. Here we go.
I want to provide an update on the E. coli outbreak that has hurt so many kids. What's believed to have happened was a violation of food safety standards in a shared kitchen, and undoubtedly a violation of parents' faith in the system. When people entrust their child to someone else, they expect their child will receive the best possible care. Families are watching in anguish, watching their children suffer from a preventable cause. They're enduring extreme stress, afraid of what the outcome will be and how this will affect their child's health. It's unimaginable pain, and I'm heartbroken by what these families are going through.
Wow. You can tell it's real. You can tell that I got shivers right now. You can tell her emotions are real. I paused the video. She's taking these big pauses to make sure that she's not going to start talking and start choking up while she's talking. She's just really trying to get a grasp on her emotions. That's how you can tell it's real. When Justin Trudeau delivers a speech like this and he had some tears, he's talking while the tears are flowing, and he's a drama teacher, not a very good one that had to leave teaching drama due to a lot of very controversial issues that we're not going to get into in this video, but I feel really sorry for Danielle Smith for having to deliver this. And for everyone who's been affected by this outbreak.
Right now, the most important comfort I can offer is the promise that each sick child is getting the best possible care. And I would just like to thank all of the medical professionals who have been doing everything they can to treat and to heal and to comfort these children and their families.
Well, I feel really bad because I said we would end this video on a more positive note, and that was wildly depressing, and I feel really bad and empathetic for everyone that's in that situation, and not just for Danielle Smith for delivering the message, but all of the families that are affected by this E. coli outbreak. It's really unfortunate, and I hope everyone can get the right medical treatment that they need to move on and get past this. That's where we're going to end today's video. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about any topics I covered, please let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go follow me on Facebook. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.